Good afternoon. Welcome. And here we go. This is my first video, and so you'll probably see loads of mistakes, but this is the beginning of just explaining what I've been doing for the last 7 years. It all started back in January 2013, and I decided I'd do daily posts. So what did I do? I thought the idea was just to do something and see how it developed over the period of time. So the first day of the year, first day of the project, start with the letter A, and here we go. First day was a series of A's. Now I don't know if you can hear that, because I certainly can't, and for some reason I've got no idea why I can't hear it. If I change that, I don't know if you can hear it now. Can you hear it now? Funny thing is, there's no way I can tell whether or not you can hear it. So I could carry on for hours and then not be able to see anything, and find that I've can spend the whole morning. But anyway, so it all started like that. Day 2, we added some cellos. And you can see, the whole idea was about developing the evolution of an idea and developing an idea. So what do? You start with something. You've got to start with something, otherwise you start with nothing, and therefore it goes nowhere. But anyway, so we started off with this. We had the cellos next, and then we added violas. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm layering idea upon idea, and it gradually develops. I've got no idea at this stage what I'm going to be doing the next morning. And the whole idea of this was to do it in the morning so that it was done before I started my day. So here we go. Gradually, the next morning I woke up, and here we go. So you can hear there's a little bit of Harry Potter in this, isn't there, really? You think, 2013? Wow, 2013 was some time ago. Coming up to 2020 now, so we're about 7 years ago. And a lot's changed since then. But the next one. So this is day 5. So you can see what I did is I had my template, which actually hadn't really been developed that much. In fact, my family had bought me an orchestral sound library. This is the one which is the Ableton sound library. I had no idea really what I was doing, but hopefully over time I've got a little bit better. So this was day 6. So of course the next sound was Timps. The thing I did actually to start with is it stayed each month, stayed in the same key for the whole thing. Over a period of time I've realised that actually that was limiting, so I decided I'd start changing every 5 days, and changing in one way or another, whether I'd go up a 4th or go around the cycle of 5ths, or I'd go up a minor 3rd, or I'd go up a tone, or I'd go up a semitone. But yeah, it's developed over the time. So you can see we're adding some more percussion here. What comes next? So you can hear that actually we've taken the violins out, but we've now still got the violas in there. It's one of my favourite chords. So what came next? I suppose in the morning, between 5 o'clock and 7, when everyone else is asleep, it's sort of whatever comes out. And this was a bit of piano improvisation. It's interesting to see this. Thing is, this is what I've done, over 2,500 of these daily posts. So this was number 9. So it's changed a lot since then, but here you go. And I decided I'd keep in little mistakes. Certainly at the beginning I didn't really know how to correct them. It's been quite a journey. Let's just quickly whiz through that January, the first one. So obviously it's my first video and we have got no idea how it's going to look when I finished, or whether or not I'm even recording it. So my birthday. Was it a good birthday? Sounds very serious. So you can see we've gone through the strings, done the percussion, and now we're on to the brass. So it's quite thick, isn't it? So you see what I'm doing here, and it's actually what I've carried on doing throughout the years. So we've got the piano bit that I recorded a few days earlier, and we've added some bassoons. It sounds a bit manic actually listening to it at the moment, and perhaps we should move on. What's coming next? Clarinets. And what I've done here is I've taken one of the earlier themes. So this is the bassoons taking the cello part and the clarinets taking the violas. So you can hear the oboes are now taking the second violin parts, but I haven't actually worked out how to do staccato. I didn't realise that it was possible really for some reason. But it sounds a bit floppy, doesn't it? Or perhaps, as has happened a few times, it was staccato and then changed back because I hadn't worked out how to do the key switches. It's all very serious. It sounds a bit like Berlioz's Symphonie Fantastique, really. One of the things at the beginning is I was experimenting with sound, so you've got a rather interesting sound with choirs. It's going to be interesting to see what this sounds like. But whether or not I should post it just as an example of how, based on the same principles that I've been doing, but Burns night. So actually, as the years have gone by, there are certain days that you can see what I was thinking, and certainly for the first 2 months, 2.5 months, I didn't really give titles, and then I decided I'd give a title to each day, which sometimes gives away what I was thinking about, but this I called Burns because it was 25th of Jan, and it's Burns night. That's the other thing about doing videos, is you don't switch the clock off. Holocaust Day. This is all. And this was a morning, it must have been a weekend, because I decided to record my clarinet. I was wanting to do more clarinet playing really, but there was an upgrade I think to Ableton which meant that all the settings changed and I couldn't work out how to do it, or it just didn't work very well. And also it was difficult to warm up and tune up in the time frame between 5 o'clock and 7. You see, I'm using the same recording that I used the day before, but with a completely different background. It gives it a completely different feel. So it all sort of varies and develops over the days. And then we come up to the one at the end of the month, and this is really a mix of the whole lot. So has it evolved? It's only been through some various incarnations, and we've ended up with something like this. Anyway, let's bring this to an abrupt close, and let's see what this video looks like and whether or not I'm going to post it. But it'd be interesting to see what you think. Post below and let me know if you want to hear any more. But that's January 2013. There's another 7 years to go. Let me know. See you soon.